Hello and welcome everyone to another Northgard video on this channel. Last week were the Ask Me Anything of Shiro games, where they answered a lot of different questions that the community could send in before the AMA. Since the video file got corrupted, there's sadly no VOD to watch, but there has been a text sheet released with most of the questions that were asked through the AMA. So I will link that down below in the description, so you can just read over the points if you want to do so, but you can just stay here for the video and hear me going over the most important things that were mentioned in the AMA. Since there are so many things to talk about, I'm rather not wanna rate all of these things and rather just gonna go quickly over the points to not make it too long of a video here. So let's not lose any time and just jump right into the first point. Starting with the general changes that will come to Northgard, or maybe come in the next future. The first thing would be that there are changes planned to the Fame Wind. They didn't tell too much how they look, so can't tell you too much about that, but I can definitely say you that there will be some changes to it with the next update. Also, the new clan that will be implemented will have a special relationship to the Fame Wind. Also, you will be able to mute players that you want to mute, and there will also be other features in connection with Steam and Discord that they're currently working on, but they won't be implemented with this update and maybe with the next. Huge maps will be most likely the biggest maps we will have in Northgard, and I don't think that it's too bad of a thing, since big maps are already quite big and we already have quite some problems on them, so rather just let them how they are. The spectator mode is still not inside. That is a little bit sad, since I would really love to have something like that, so I could maybe start to cast a few games here. That would really something I would like to do, but it seems like they are working on it, and yeah, I can't ask much more than that. The next update will contain a reworked AI that will be in general a little bit better at combat, so for example pull in the shield bearers before the other units when there is a tower in the tile, and also work a little bit better with the new mechanics that will be implemented into the game. But Shiro weren't all too clear on that, what the changes will be. Maybe you would just want to read over the text yourself and see if you can make something out of the hints they dropped there, but I myself don't get all too much out of this, and I'm just gonna wait until the update drops. More neutral factions will be added to the game in the future. While it's not going to be in the next update, like they didn't mention something like that in the AMA, but in the near future there will be more neutral factions added, and I think in general that's of course a good thing. The trade victory will get changed with the next update, so I think that's about time. They already did a little bit of a change to it to make it a little bit more viable, but like we can see, like no one is really going for it, so there will be a big change to it, and let's see how that works out. New events like Blizzard or Reds are planned, and also they are thinking about adding positive events into the game. What would be a fun implementation, of course, since I already thought a lot of time about how something like that could affect the game. Matchmaking won't be a thing in the next future, and I already thought so, since I think for a matchmaking system you will need a big amount of players, and it's hard to realize with that amount of player base we have right now. Shiro is thinking about adding diplomacy into Northgard in some of the next updates, and I think that's a really fun thing to do, because it could open the door for even more savage FFA matches or 2v2v2 matches, and players usually know what they get into, since you will see in the menu if you are going into a diplomacy match or a normal match. Also, new monsters like the wolves or bears will be added with the next update, and yeah, I will be very excited what they are. One of the questions made me really interested, so I just wanted to read it out here so you can just make out yourself what you want to do out of it. Are you going to implement more islands that are part of Northgard? I feel like this would come with the water combat extension, which we're thinking about. So I never heard about the water combat extension. Maybe they talked a little bit more about that in the AMA in the part that I missed, since I personally missed the first half hour since I needed to work. But there seems to be a big thing incoming that I can't really think of what it is right now. And while the word combat already fell, let's just jump right into those points. The next update will include an attack move button that you may know out of other strategy games. It will help you to have a little bit better crowd control in fights and just control your army a little bit better when you go out and fighting. There are also more hotkeys planned with the other updates, so keep your eyes open for them. Unit collision isn't planned at the moment, what I think is quite sad. Even though I don't know how much work that would be, I just trust Shiro with their opinion there, even though it would be a really nice thing to implement. More military units will be added to Northgard from time to time, and the next one with the very next update. It will be the Skirmisher and will be available for all of the clans. It is a melee unit with a high movement speed but a low defense, so I'm really interested how that converts into the new meta right now, since it could be really interesting how they work out there. I think they could be used to harass players at early stages, while I'm not completely sure, but I'm just gonna read over the last part of the text so you get a little bit better picture of that. In neutral tiles, they're invisible to wildlife and their movement isn't limited by the presence of adversity. You can choose to attack wildlife whenever you want by right clicking on wolf, dragger, etc. With this unit comes of course a new building, the Skirmishers camp, which is a base military building. You won't need a training camp in order to build it, which is of course quite interesting, because this could make it an early clear option. And would maybe give you a few more ways to do your early clearing, what would be quite refreshing to see. Starting with the Snake Clan, and at first I want to say that all the changes that will be coming with the next update are free to play for everyone who owns Northgard right now. However, the Snake Clan will be a paid DLC that will set you back around $5. The Snake Clan will have a particular relationship to the Fame Win. While I don't think it's actually that strong at getting the Fame Win, but I think it will get me a little better when we go on. It will have a unique Warchief design, so it's not the standard Warchief that the Stag, Boar and whatever clan get. It will be a special one like the Berserker or Shield Maiden that is only available for the Snake Clan. For the rest of the text, I'm just gonna read over the text, since I don't want you to miss anything about that. And I don't want to give you misinformation just because I interpreted something wrong. Like the Clan of the Wolf and the Clan of the Bear, the Snake does not have a particular affinity with a resource, but its gameplay is linked to its backstory. After the aggressiveness of the wolf and the winter resistance of the bear, the clan of the snake is the most roguish clan on Northgard. They are cunning and deceitful, and with no regards for fame nor honor. We try to build the mechanics of the clan around these thematics. We'll be unveiling the clan in the next few days. So this sounds quite interesting, and I think you get me now, but that I'm saying that this is not going to be the strongest Fame clan while still having a special relationship to Fame. Also, there will be a poison mechanic coming into the game with the Snake clan, what is not too much of a surprise I guess, but very nice. Very nice! And the Snake clan will definitely not be the last clan that will be implemented into Northgard. Shiro not hesitated to make that clear, and I think it's quite important to note that right here. Coming to a short conclusion of all of the things that we heard right now. In general, Shiro were quite happy about the last update, and I would also say so. The Northgard trials brought ranked into Northgard, and it switched also a lot of players from playing only single player to play a lot of multiplayer, and I think that's a really good thing to do. I think it should be quite clear that players that play multiplayer are usually way more attached to a game and way more active in the community, and I think that's a really good thing to do. We seem to face a major update right here, and I'm honestly a little bit hyped about it, so let's just wait and see what they get for us. Altogether, I would say Shiro didn't really change the tone or direction of Northgard like they said before all too much. They still seem to be very interested into improving the game into the best what it can possibly be. So let's all hope for the best and wait for the next update to arrive. That were my video about the last AMA. I hope you enjoyed it, wish you a great day and hope to see you back in the next video. Bye bye!